lads, welcome back to another video. This one is going to be regarding the starting 11 that you lot chose mainly for the coming season. These contain players that maybe you have your favourites of, maybe ones that you just want to keep an eye on in the coming season. So then I put them into a starting 11 format so that we can keep an eye on what they are going to do in the 2019-20 season. And we're going to do just that in this video. See where they are at, where these players are at their current position going into the 2019-20 season. But before that, I might have an interesting thing for you in terms of players at your clubs. Whether it's Nisbet, whether it's Brophy, whether it's Edward or any other player within the SPFL, you can now get your hands on a sticker for your favourite player at your club. The concept is that you send me in the notes/instructions bit of the order on the shop the club you want featured, obviously that'll be your club, and then the player that you want featured that plays his football at your club. So for example, you would go onto the website and put Alloa Athletic Andy Graham, and this sticker would be made from that. You can purchase the stickers from 80p up to £3.20. They come in sets of 8 and it's 80p per set of 8 and then a 50p delivery charge on top of that. So if you're interested, head over to footballstuff.bigcartel.com right now and you can get your hands on these. Also, while you're there, these do need shifted. The Bring on the Action t-shirts, I've got quite a big bulk order of these that I've got printed up and ready to send out, so if you are interested in them, then go over and have a look at them as well. They are £8 with £1.50 delivery, so £9.50 in total. It is a wee bit more to fork out, but if you're interested in it, please let me know. I can sort out any specific size for you. If the size that you want isn't on the website, then get in touch with me on social media and I can sort something out for you. But enough of the shameless plugs now, let's get on to the day's video and the starting 11 for the 2019-20 season. Right, so we're now going to talk about the starting 11 and different players that are involved in it. Obviously, we start off with the goalkeeper, Vaclav Hladky, and as far as I'm aware, he's a St Mirren player, I believe. Let me just check that, let me just confirm that detail. Yes, can confirm that he is an official St Mirren player. So, we've got a player within the SPFL that is going to be there for the upcoming season, obviously now managed by Jim Goodwin and not Oran Kearney, but he's a good addition to the team and I imagine that he'll have a decent season with St Mirren. He's a good shot stopper in my opinion and I'm happy to have him in the goalkeeper spot. James Tavernier, another one that in the last month or so was linked to a couple of moves here and there to different clubs, but I think he's going to stay at Rangers. I don't really see any reason for him to leave as soon as this season. I think next summer, possibly more likely, depending on what happens at Rangers. If he doesn't win the league title with Rangers in this coming season, then I think he might feel like it's time for himself to move on. But regardless, I think James Tavernier will be here for the next season in the SPFL, so another good addition to the team. And at number 3 is Kieran Tierney. And this is an interesting one obviously because it's another one that's been linked to moves away, and quite rightly so. Kieran Tierney's perhaps the best fullback in the SPFL, and at the moment Kieran Tierney has obviously had injury problems in the latter half of the season just there. Last season wasn't his greatest in terms of game time on the pitch, but there's no doubt in his quality, and with links to Arsenal, who I don't know if they'll stump up the cash needed to buy Kieran Tierney because of their budget and stuff like that, but he's rightfully been linked with moves to clubs like that because of the stature of player he now is and the quality that he can bring to your side. And Kieran Tierney may end up moving out of Scottish football, so we may have to remove him from this starting 11 once the season starts, or if that move goes through. But English clubs only have until the start of August to buy Kieran Tierney because their window closes at the start of August. So time's running out, and if any club's going to purchase him, it looks like it could be Arsenal. But will they stump up the cash? We'll wait and see. Next up, one of the first centre halves, Craig Halkett, obviously sealed his move to Hearts, signed it a couple of months ago. I think it was a pre-contract agreement, and obviously officially confirmed that within the last month or so. And I'm looking forward to seeing how Craig Halkett does with the step up at least in pressure at Hearts as opposed to playing for Livingston. He's obviously proven his quality at a team like Livingston, and more importantly he's done it at that level as well. So obviously playing for Hearts comes with a bit more pressure, so playing at the same level, but I'm sure that he'll want to go and try and get European football with Hearts, which is probably something that was always kind of out of the reach of a team like Livingston. So he's made the step up in terms of the pressure on him to go and achieve bigger and better things. So here's what we can do that this season, and we can keep track of how he does throughout the season. Next up, another centre half, Tom Gravosti of Ross County. I've seen a lot of kind of buzz about this guy for Ross County fans on social media in general and that. I've seen a picture posted of him the other day, and quite a lot of Ross County fans were replying with sort of a kind of buzz feel about the player. It's almost like he's a kind of cult hero type player. I think he might be, like, because he's a youngster and that, there might be a lot of positivity around him, and he obviously did perform relatively well in their championship winning campaign last season. So be interesting to see how a younger centre half does, and especially playing for Ross County, they might be expected to be one of the teams that are in the relegation battle to go straight back down from where they came. But we'll see how Tom Gravosti does, how many clean sheets he can keep over the course of the season. And with Premiership football now, it will be interesting to see if he can up the quality from Championship to Premiership. Next up, another Ross County player now, moved from Inverness in the summer to join Ross County, of course, and that is Joe Chalmers, sitting in the number 6 role in midfield. And he's an interesting one as well, because he's one that I wouldn't have expected to be up there to get Premiership football, especially not down to the season that he's just had. It's not like he pulled up any trees. I think there was better candidates within the Championship even for a midfielder to move up into the Premiership, but Joe Chalmers has been chosen by Ross County to go up and take the step up with them. And again, another interesting one that we'll keep an eye on throughout the season and see how many games he can actually play at that level as well, because I'm yet to be sold on the fact that he's a Premiership quality player. Next up, number 7, Paul McMullen, playing on the right side of midfield in my wee starting 11 here, and he'll be delighted that Lawrence Shankland has now joined Dundee United, because it means that he's got good service to deliver balls into, and if he can get the quality service into strikers like that, then I'm assuming that Paul McMullen's assist count will go up and up as the season goes on. He's going to get game time under Robbie Neilson. Robbie Neilson believes in Paul McMullen, so it'll be interesting to see how many assists he can rack up over the course of a season, and indeed if he can push Dundee United to finally get that promotion, that elusive promotion that they've always wanted out of the Championship since coming down about, I don't know, 3 or 4 seasons ago now. Now the next one is very interesting, because I think it's going to be the first departure from the starting 11 that I personally didn't want to make. Of course, it's David Turnbull, sitting in the number 8 role, and in my opinion, well, when I did the first initial video on this starting 11, I said that David Turnbull would be the ideal player to play in this position. But now, all that stuff with Celtic, it kind of railroaded, and he ended up being injured, and it looks like he's going to be out for a good few months. So we're going to have to change him, and I'm going to get your opinion on this as to who takes his spot in the central midfield position. Just simply choose a player out of these players I'm away to say. Right, here we are. So the players that you can choose from in the top right hand corner right now are Scott Brown of Celtic, Regan Hendry of Raith Rovers, and Josh Mullen of Ross County. So vote in the top right hand corner right now of which player you think should replace David Turnbull, whether it's Scott Brown, Regan Hendry or Josh Mullen. Next up is Leigh Griffiths, who has been scoring bags and bags of goals for Celtic since even returning in pre-season there. Obviously, he had his time out for football, and now he seems to be coming back and firing on all cylinders. It's nice to see. I expected it for him, to be honest. But anyway, Leigh Griffiths firing on all cylinders again, and it'll be an interesting one to keep an eye on and see if he can continue that sort of goal scoring record that he's had since joining Celtic pretty much. Mitch Megginson is next, who has now got the new manager of Paul Hartley at Cove Rangers, and don't worry, I'll speak about that in another video, but Mitch Megginson, of course, scored a barrel load of goals for Cove Rangers last season, so under the management of Paul Hartley, can he do the same next season? I've got my thoughts on Paul Hartley, of course, but Mitch Megginson, I'll leave my thoughts on him a bit reserved just now and see how he does in the coming season. And finally, Joe Cardle. Came back for his holidays with a stunning tan like he always does, and now he's obviously away in a training camp, I think, with Partick Thistle, if not just finished that, and obviously coming into the Betfred Cup games be another interesting one to see just how he can perform and if he can keep a consistent starting place in that Partick Thistle starting 11. And that's it for this video, guys. Cheers for watching. If you did enjoy it, please give it a like. Comment down below your thoughts on the starting 11 and which players you think will perform the best in the upcoming 2019-20 season. Or at least... I'm not going to lie, I shat myself there. As I was saying, comment down below who you think will perform the best in the 2019-20 season, or at least in the immediate future. And subscribe for more of this type of content. And until the next video, I'll see you then. Cheers, guys.